This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by Lee Health. Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live, and I'm trying to get everything all dutied up here. We're live at Mcgregor Clinic. If you guys are not familiar with Mcgregor Clinic, it is the preeminent center for HIV care and education in Southwest Florida. We finally made it our way to our favorite company in all of Southwest Florida, Mcgregor Clinic. We got a fabulous show in store for you today. We'll get a chance to talk to the lady in charge here. She was back in the day before it was all fancy and the fancy buildings and all of that. She was out there making it happen. That would be one Sharon Murphy, the CEO and director of Mcgregor Clinic. We'll also get a chance to talk to Tashika Perry. This time we'll switch places. She will not be hosting Girl Talk. I will be interviewing her about her new outstanding book that she has out there that's going to be a bestseller. Then we'll go to the Haitian American Democratic Club's gala and show some interviews that took place there. All that's happening on Lee Pitts Live. Keep it locked. We'll be here at Mcgregor Clinic for the next 4 weeks. Southwest Florida, thanks for staying with us here at Mcgregor Clinic. Again, one of the preeminent places in Southwest Florida for HIV education and prevention and all other things pertaining thereto. We have the CEO and director of Mcgregor Clinic here, so thrilled to have her, Sharon Murphy. But her biggest claim to fame is that in 2016, we put her on the map. She was selected as the Lee Pitts Live Person of the Year. How did that change your entire life?
Well, I leave next week for my Hollywood star, thanks to you. So, but it made a huge impact, and we got a lot of feedback from it, and people were then aware of what we do here. So it's greatly appreciated.
Well,
Thank
I
you
actually
very much.
apologize. It should have been sooner. But better late than never, right?
All in good time, that's right, all in good time.
Now I see you dressed in that holiday cheer.
Yes.
When you think about the holiday season in general, what kind of memories come to your mind from your childhood?
Let's see. Well, I'm old, so Shirley Temple dolls. That was a big thing. The main thing was being able to smell the Christmas tree in the house, which now that I have an artificial tree doesn't work. But being just the smells and the sounds and the joy that everybody had during the season. I remember thinking even as a kid it would be nice if that could last all year long.
Yeah, I used to enjoy it too. My favorite memory was that my bicycle. My mom loved to hear me tell this story, so I'm telling it now, Mom. My mom bought me a little blue bicycle, and we were growing up in the projects, and that was a long shot that we would ever get a bicycle. So anyway, my mom, me and my brother, we looked in the newspaper, and they used to have all these inserts, and it was a Sears insert in the newspaper, and we saw these bicycles. They were brand new. I think they cost like $39, and 5-speed. And so we built our nerves up. My brother was a year older than me. To ask our mom, could we have the bicycle? We knew she was going to say no, she couldn't afford it, and this and that. And sure enough, she said, no, I can't afford it, this and that. But at least we asked. And sure enough, Christmas, those bicycles were under the tree.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'll never forget
That's
that blue
amazing.
bicycle. Anyway, that's our little holiday story so far. We're here at the fabulous Mcgregor Clinic, which has just grown leaps and bounds. I know you were at Mcgregor Clinic long before it became what it is now. When you look back over those years and the growth that has happened, tell us about what it was like back then and some of the things that have advanced now.
Well, Mcgregor Clinic started on my kitchen table.
Oh, really?
And I was making calls, looking for assistance and support and where to go. We knew that we wanted to keep the clinic open, and we didn't know how to do that. So there was a lot of phone calls, bringing people on board, working with members of the community. And when we started, we went private November 15th, 1999. We had 50 patients and 2 staff members and a volunteer.
Unbelievable.
And that was it. And we were actually on Mcgregor, hence the name.
I was going to ask you why Mcgregor.
We were located at what was then the Lee County AIDS Task Force. We had a little space in the back of the building. And so we were on Mcgregor and just became known as the Mcgregor Clinic and kept the name as we moved off site.
Amazing.
But I didn't have an office. We had closets that we put desks in and got it done. I was there all the time because I was the nurse and the director, and we had someone to do the billing and someone to answer the phones. And then we moved into a building on 2nd Street, which was actually had been a clinic, so we finally had a real clinic. But we were downtown, right on the corner, and a lot of our clients weren't comfortable coming into a building that was visible. So they would wear hats. I made them all wear Buffalo Bills hats. Go Bills. When they came in, and we went to 15 employees. And now we're serving 1,200 clients. We have 50 employees. This building here on Broadway is, we had to add to it. When we moved in, we renovated an old building. We've added to it. We have an entire prevention department. We're here in the community room for the purpose of the community, and we're continuing to grow to meet the needs of the clients that we serve.
The community room, just as a sidebar, when you say the purpose of the community, people may be watching this now and they see this fabulous room that we're in. The community can come and rent this room or have meetings in this room. How does that work?
They can have meetings in the room. We don't rent it out at this point. We're here for the community. So we have groups that meet here on a regular basis. We have support groups that are able to meet here because the room is big enough, or it's off-site from where they usually would go. We have our board meetings here, client meetings here, but we're using this room on a regular basis. It's also a classroom. We've done education classes for other providers, for the community at large.
I know it's one of the, like in your mantra of preeminent center for HIV care and education in Southwest Florida. Speak to that education component.
Education is key to preventing this virus from spreading. And as we're making progress in treatment, we still have a long way to go in prevention and education. There's still a lot of misinformation out there, and we get calls every day from people that are asking questions that we didn't think we would hear anymore, but they're still out there.
Now, December the 1st, we had World AIDS Day. What does that mean to locally and nationally?
In the early days of the World AIDS Day celebration, it wasn't a celebration, it was more of a remembrance of those who had died from AIDS. And the quilt was always brought out, there were candlelight ceremonies and so on, and it was a remembrance. Now as we've progressed, and this is now a chronic manageable illness, we're celebrating those who are continuing in their fight and in their survival and in their lives. So we're celebrating more. And this has taken on, as we become more global in our appreciation of people living with HIV, there are more events going on throughout the world that recognize this day.
Now, when in the early days of the AIDS education, HIV movement, for people who did what you do, people were sort of whispering about it.
Yes.
When you see an event like World AIDS Day and how it has grown, are you surprised? Do you say something like, I never knew it would become what it has become?
It's
in terms of awareness?
Reassuring that the awareness is improving. It also shows us how much more work we have to do. But there is much more awareness. Those of us that work here, we tell everybody what we do, so we raise awareness just by having conversations about where we work. And what we do. Everyone here is passionate about it, so we raise awareness by discussing it with such passion. But as World AIDS Day grows, it's reassuring that more and more people are getting the message.
One of the things I noticed about coming here today is how nestled in the community the facility is located. And I was saying, hey, people could actually walk here if they wanted to, and it's still secluded enough where you feel there's a tremendous sense of privacy. Speak to that.
That was crucial for our clients. When we were downtown, we were right on the corner of Fowler and 2nd, so people could be seen coming in and out of the doors. We have never had red ribbons on our doors because out of respect to our clients who didn't want people to know why they were coming in here. And this building is set back from the road, so when they come in here, they do come into a haven. And when we first opened, we heard that from our clients quite a bit. This is so comfortable here, and it's so serene here. And they love this property, and the neighbors around us know who we are, know what we do. They're glad we're here as well. Now,
Dr. Derek DeWitt is not here today, but you and him work very closely together.
Yes.
Let's shout him out and talk about some of the great work that he does.
Dr. DeWitt is our medical director, and we do primary care and HIV care, which is important because a lot of our clients want to be able to tell their business to just one person. So when they come here, and with HIV being manageable, we're also controlling their blood pressure, diabetes, and so on. And Dr. DeWitt has a holistic approach to treating the entire person. So that works very well for our clients. He also just came back from the latest clinical update for HIV, so he's staying current on all the new treatments coming out, the new studies coming out, and we're making a lot of progress.
Mm-hmm. What is the biggest challenge now?
The biggest challenge now is having people aware of their HIV status. So getting tested, know your HIV status, and if you're negative, learn how to stay that way. If you're positive, get into treatment, get healthy, because there is a normal life expectancy for people testing positive for HIV.
Okay, we're getting ready to close out the year 2017. In 2018, in the next 5 years, what do you see coming down that's going to be a big surprise to us or on the horizon?
For medications, they're doing a lot of studies with injectable medications where they only have to take the injection once every 3 months. One of the big compared to everyday pills.
I see.
So, and that's a challenge for someone. They're reminded that they're HIV positive every time they take their medications. And that can be a difficult challenge to surmount and lead to depression and so on. If we can give someone an opportunity to think about this once every 3 months and stay in treatment and it's effective, then we've come a long way.
Final question. The fact that you've gone down from this cocktail of many pills down to, I think, one pill in some cases, now to a shot, that is tremendous progress, right?
Yes, it is. It is. There are people that have been they've been living with HIV for 25 years, and they've been taking multiple pills, had to adjust their sleep schedule, their dinner schedule. They had to take it with food, without food. Now we're removing those barriers so that it's easier to stay in treatment and achieve an optimal state of health.
I said final question, but every time I get into this, it gets even more fun. The pills, the medicine itself, it does what? I know it's a lot of different things different pills do, but the primary thing is it raises your T cells.
Right,
Look at me trying to talk like
I know.
Something with the T cells.
Your T cells are the maestro of your immune system. When you get sick, it kicks your body into action to fight it off. It's also the target for HIV. So when someone becomes HIV positive, the virus is attacking their T cells and reducing their ability to fight off disease. So these pills attack the virus in 3 different levels to make sure that it doesn't destroy your T cells. We can return your immune status to normal and reduce the virus and optimal health.
Well, it's been a pleasure having you here, Lee Pitts Live Person of the Year.
Thank you,
2016. Now everybody knows why she deserved it. Next week, of course, we'll continue to talk, and we'll have Amy and David. We'll be right back with Tashika Perry, Girl Talk.